Thank you, Melissa. It's time for Faith Time, our weekly look at matters of faith. Joining us this morning is the Reverend Milton Saffold. He is the pastor of Stone Street Baptist Church. And of course, sir, we thank you for joining us this morning.
Chad, good morning, and thank you for having us on with you.
And you are the pastor of the oldest church in Mobile, arguably the oldest Baptist church in the state. I mean, there's so much history, and you've been doing a week of celebration really leading up to today, which is an observance of the 210th anniversary of this church. First, talk to us about what you guys are doing today for that celebration.
Well, today we will culminate week-long activities with a 3 p.m. program. Reverend Fleet Bell, who is a pastor of the Rock of Faith Baptist Church, and his congregation will be our special guests, and they will give us a celebratory message this afternoon. Our theme is on legacy and faith. 210 years speaks to God's faithfulness to us, where He has kept us. As you said, Chad, we are the oldest Baptist church in the state of Alabama. We're actually 13 years older than the state of Alabama itself. So that speaks volumes for God's faithfulness to this body of believers over 200 years. That's a legacy in and of itself. And then it also speaks to our faithfulness to God, in that over that 210 years, He has kept us through so many different things. As I said before, the state received her statehood, Stone Street was worshiping God, and it has gone on and on up to this time.
The most fascinating thing about Stone Street, at least the thing that stands out to me, is that this is a church that predated the Emancipation Proclamation, and it was founded really for free men to worship. I mean, how can a place like that manage to sustain itself, just to even be founded in the first place?
By the grace of God. And you have to remember that the Lord brought Stone Street into being. Stone Street was established purely so slaves, freedmen and women could come and worship God. That was the whole purpose of Stone Street's existence. And even up until this day, Stone Street is established so that men and women can come and worship God.
And this is a church that has been through the Civil War. This is a church that has been through the Jim Crow era. How has it been able to sustain itself through many of the milestones in the civil rights movement?
Well, prayerfulness, faith in God, focus on what's most important. With all of the things that are going on in the world today, I think sometimes we forget that faith in God and prayerfulness to God can help us to overcome a lot of things. It doesn't mean that we stand still and don't do anything at all. What it does mean is we have our minds set on what is right and what needs to be done to save us. And the only way that can happen is that we have our faith in God and we pray to Him. But it doesn't mean that we don't take action. We take action, but we take action that's focused on Him and being directed by Him.
Sometimes when churches observe these milestones of a significant number of years of being in existence, they consider these milestones to be sort of a homecoming service where people who haven't been to the church in a long time would come back. Do you consider this weekend to be sort of a homecoming in a way?
A homecoming in a way, yes, but also an opportunity for this community to come together. Throughout this week of celebration, Tuesday night we had community night, and Pastor Trey Doyle, who's a pastor of the First Baptist Church on Government Street, was our guest speaker. He did a wonderful job. And then on Wednesday night, we did have family night, where a lot of the former members of Stone Street Baptist Church and others who consider themselves to be a part of the Stone Street Baptist Church family came out. Reverend Rudolph Overstreet was with us on that night. He is a son of the church and a pastor of the Ebenezer Baptist Church out in West Mobile. And Thursday night, we raised the praise just a little bit higher. Our young people were in charge of the praise and worship service that Thursday night, and they had a wonderful time. It was just a wonderful occasion. And so what we have tried to do, and I commend our committees, our steering committees and our planning committees for what they've done, is do something that will be inclusive of everyone. This afternoon, we'll culminate that by having our Pastor Bell and his congregation with us, and it's open to the public. Anyone who wants to come is more than welcome to be a part of it.
And that'll be at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Reverend Saffold, thank you so very much for joining us. Heck of a milestone, 210 years, Stone Street Baptist Church. And News 5 this morning will continue after the break.